If your doctor called you today and told you your baby has Down syndrome, what would you do first? Most people know the answer, and most people will be wrong. We got that call, and what we decided to do in the next 24 hours, we believe, is the reason Samuel is who he is today. This is what we did, what we didn't do, and what nobody tells you when you're sitting in that doctor's office trying to hold it together. But before I get into any of that, I need to tell you what his name means, because nothing about Samuel is an accident. Samuel means God heard. And that's not just a nice detail, that's everything. Samuel came after a loss, after years of trying, after prayers that sometimes felt like they were going nowhere, like they were hitting the ceiling and falling back down. And then one day, God answered. Not the way we expected, not wrapped up the way we would have planned it, but he answered. That's why his name is Samuel, because he is the proof that God listens, always, even when he feels like he doesn't. When the diagnosis was confirmed, I made a very personal decision. I wasn't going to read about everything that could go wrong, not because I was avoiding reality, but because I understood something that changed everything for us. Whatever Lena felt during that pregnancy, every emotion, every fear, every anxious thought, Samuel was going to feel it too. That's not just something we believe spiritually. Science backs it up. Stress during pregnancy is real, and I wasn't willing to fill our home with that. Our pastors told us something that has stayed with us ever since. You won't be able to control everything, but know this, your baby is coming with a calling. And we held on to that. We put it in God's hands. And after that decision, we didn't talk about the diagnosis again until Samuel was born. But not searching didn't mean doing nothing. It meant focusing on what we actually could control. Every single day, Lena talked to Samuel. Not once in a while, every day. She told him he was smart, strong, healthy, that his heart was perfect, that his hands, his lungs, and every part of him had been formed with love and with intention. She declared it, she believed it, she felt it. She ate well through the entire pregnancy because she knew that was the right thing to do, and what she put in her body was what he was receiving. She moved, she exercised, she took care of every detail. She worked until the last day of the pregnancy because she needed to stay active, focused, and present. But there was a moment, a real honest moment, that needs to be told. She asked God, why is Samuel coming with this diagnosis if he's a promise from you? Because when you're waiting on a promise from God, you picture it perfect. You picture it exactly the way you imagined it. And she had to learn, on her knees, that God is in control, not her. When Samuel was born, she had to grieve. Not Samuel, but the version of Samuel she had built in her mind, the baby she had imagined. And in that grief, she found something much bigger. The ability to love without conditions, exactly what God had sent her. And that made all the difference. My work days back then were 12 to 14 hours. Some nights I came home so exhausted I could barely think straight. And I would lay there asking myself, am I enough for her? For him? My biggest fear wasn't the diagnosis. It was not knowing how to help Lena. It was thinking about the therapist, the cost, whether we were going to be able to give Samuel everything he was going to need. That was my real fear. The practical fear that's almost never say it out loud. But I showed up. Every appointment, every important moment, I was there, holding on to the fact that God had a plan already in place. One that was more complete than anything I could have mapped out on my own. Because what a family needs in those moments isn't to have everything figured out. They need to know they're not alone. From the pregnancy, we already knew Samuel had 2 heart murmurs. And that was something we carried quietly, with faith, but we carried it. After he was born, the murmurs closed on their own. No surgery, no intervention, they just closed. And in that moment, we knew we had made the right call. The peace we protected during the pregnancy, the words Lena spoke to him every single day, the faith we chose over fear, all of it mattered. When we held him in our arms, something in us shifted. It was no longer time to wait, it was time to move. To do everything in our power to help Samuel go as far as he could go. We started researching, finding specialists, understanding what therapies he needed, how the system worked, what he was entitled to. Nobody was going to knock on our door and hand us a roadmap. That responsibility was ours, and we grabbed it with everything we had. Samuel has his own pace. Yes, his development has moved a little slower than a typical kid his age. That's real, and we're not going to sugarcoat it. But his development is extraordinary, and it's the result of work, consistency, never quitting, not for a single day. From when he was a tiny, we built something into him. Every day, over and over, we tell him the same thing. You can do it, buddy. With God, with discipline, and with us behind you, you're going to get there. Because Samuel's limits are not going to be written by his diagnosis. They're going to be written by what we do for him and what he decides to do with everything we give him. If you're expecting a baby with Down syndrome right now and you don't know where to start, here's what we want you to hear. Protect your pregnancy. Take care of yourself. Eat well, move, and talk to your baby every single day. That is not optional. They hear you. They feel you more than you know. Find the resources. Look into what your insurance covers for therapy. Find out what programs your baby qualifies for. They exist. There are more than you think, and nobody's going to show up at your door to tell you about them. That initiative is yours. Connect with other families. You're not figuring this out alone. There are people who have already walked this road and will reach back to help you. Nobody's born knowing how to do this. We weren't either. But we learned. and we're here so you don't have to start from zero. If you found this video today because you were looking for answers, we are so glad you're here. This channel exists because we needed something like this and it didn't exist. Today we get to be that place for you. Subscribe so we can keep walking this road together. And if this video can help someone you know, share it. That one click could change everything for a family that needs it today. With everything we've got, we'll see you all in the next one.